Gunther,
Hmm.
the Ring General.
Came in nervous, but I kind of knew he's not dropping it to Damian, bruh.
So I was a bit surprised. I did predict that Damian would get the win.
Nah, bruh.
I feel like in hindsight, I can see what they were cooking as far as trying to make Gunther look like he was vulnerable, but then ultimately build him up to be that strong champion he's been. I guess credit to WWE, like I bought into the
Match, yeah.
story that they were
Mhm.
selling me as far as Gunther actually being this weakened.
Looking vulnerable and shit.
So I felt like him actually dropping the belt would be like the eye-opening moment, and then
Yeah.
he would come out on like demon Gunther mode
Gunther.
and like really just take the fucking company by storm on a whole new level. But they didn't even need to go that far. They didn't need to actually pull the belt off of him. They just needed to have him feel the threat of it,
Yeah.
and that was enough for him to go into that place of like being that more dominating, threatening Gunther that we love. And overall, I'm very, very satisfied. And honestly, I'm very happy and excited to see where they're going with the Gunther character overall, because I don't want to say that he was ever getting boring, because that's definitely not the case. I actually think that
He's a
over the
very
last
good
few
heel.
months, he was adding to his bag as a heel and becoming a lot more funny and just like a
He
complete
can talk
dick.
shit, yeah.
But there was a bit of an element of that one-dimensional nature to it, because he was just always so cocky, always so sure of himself, always knew I'm going to win this match, to a point where it wasn't there yet, but I could see where we could have maybe been getting to a point of it getting kind of stale.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that before it got anywhere near it getting stale, and they already started adding like more layers to this character of Gunther,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually one of the much stronger pieces of booking we've seen from WWE recently, as far as
I respect it.
really adding a lot of depth to this character and just making him a little bit more relatable to your everyday fan. Like, Gunther as a heel was so out of touch for all of us, because he's like the personification of perfection, and none of us are perfect. You know, we're all just piece of shit dudes drinking beer, watching wrestling, and Gunther's the Ring General. But he kind of showed that like insecurity and fear that all of us feel in our own little ways in life, and that was kind of cool to see in a way. And I don't. There was I was watching I don't know if you've ever seen Not Sam Wrestling's podcast and stuff. He's really good on YouTube and a whole bunch of other shit. But he mentioned this, and I was like, you know what? I kind of feel it. A little hint of babyface Gunther vibes. I'm kind of feeling it.
A little bit when he was respecting Cody and shit, but
So that's the start. Respecting Cody. We have him not being sure of himself, and this kind of anxiety and fear, which is a very babyface
stopping
thing to go
Ludwig
through.
and shit.
And then not only stopping Ludwig, but stopping Finn. Finn comes out to interfere in the match, and who's the one who tries to fuck him up?
Yeah.
So that's, yes, I still think ultimately at this moment, we will still be at heel Gunther. But do you remember with Damian that the heel, or the babyface turn, sorry, it took like a good 2-3 months, I want to say, of him and Finn starting to have disagreements.
Shades of face Gunther.
Him starting to kind of say, oh, no, let's not beat these guys up after the match, Judgment Day. Like, all these different times where he started slowly disagreeing with what the Judgment Day was doing, until eventually at SummerSlam we get the full babyface Damian turn because he gets stabbed in the back. I think this might have been one of the first little sprinkles of babyface Gunther, and maybe eventually we get there by like maybe WrestleMania. I'm just saying, I got a bit of babyface vibes from the Ring General.
Interesting.
And maybe it completely flips on its head on Raw, because I haven't seen Raw today. So, like, maybe that completely flips on its head and he comes out and cuts the most asshole, I'm better than you promo. And, like, I'm completely wrong. at least in the short term. But it just felt like actions that were outside of the norm for what we've seen from Gunther recently. From what we know Gunther to be as a heel. Like, this was more respectful of his opponent. And just more unsure of himself, which I think are babyface tendencies. So it was some interesting stuff. That is the Gunther side of it. Can I tell you who I'm really interested to see is Damian. How the fuck does he come out of this? Because he was coming into this, the big fucking macho. Gunther, you're a fucking bitch. Like, that was basically all the promos this dude was doing is, oh, Gunther, you're a little fucking pussy. I'm the king of the streets. Like, and look, I fucking love Damian Priest. So don't, if anyone's watching, don't take this as hate, please. My point is that how do you have this dude coming out and cutting these promos, channeling his inner fucking Razor Ramon, and then he goes out there and takes the L. I get that you protected him a bit with the interference, and so you can say it's not his fault, but how long does he have with that El Campeon, Senor Money in the Bank aura that he's kind of running off of right now? Before that shit runs dry and he just ends up back in the mid-card.
The unfortunate part that I was literally going to tell you earlier is, like, I don't know why they're pushing him again with Finn and shit.
Because this is my thing is Finn has not been booked strong at all for, like, months and months and fucking months, if we being dead-ass honest. Like, it's been a cool minute since Finn would... I don't know if I'm forgetting some shit, but the last time I can remember Finn feeling like a real threat was his feud with Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship, which he ended up losing. And I feel like we've been on a steady decline since then. And again, I fuck with Finn tough. Westside Gunn got a whole song named after Finn Balor. You think I'ma not fuck with Finn Balor? I'll fuck with you tough, bro. But my thing is this, if we just looking at it realistically from the character perspective, this fool has not been booked strong at all.
He's not.
And so now if you got Damian to keep feuding with this fool, that just drags Damian down. Because, bro, like, shit ain't... Man, where the fuck are they going with all of these guys? It feels like the Judgment Day falling apart. The only people who have benefited is Dom, Liv, and Raquel.
That's how I was telling you. I was 50-50 about that match. It's like, I kind of wish that Damian would have won it. Because, like, then I could have built up to an actual, like, heavyweight championship match between Finn and Damian, and that would make sense. But I guess not. Even though, yes, I picked Gunther to win it, but that's how I was, like, 50-50. That was, like, the scenario I thought for him was, like, okay, there's for sure going to be some type of interference, but is it going to happen again and that he loses again? So I was like, possibly yes, possibly no. And I guess, yeah. So far, that fool's 2 for 2 for fucking with that fool.
But then, like, for what? Like a fucking half dozen at least since SummerSlam, since the whole Judgment Day breakup. Like, anytime they actually wrestle each other in any way, shape, or form, absolutely destroyed. Like, that's what's pissing me off is, like, why do they keep dragging out this feud that feels like it's already kind of run its course, you know? I felt like they missed the mark. What was it Bad Blood where they had their match against each other? I feel like that was already where they missed the mark. Because, bro, Finn and Damian, that feud should have been on the same level of intensity or at least close to Punk and Drew. Because that's another one of those, like, really blood feuds that, like, these guys genuinely should hate each other based off of everything that's happened in the storyline. And then it just, bruh, fell so fucking short. So fucking short. And since then, it's just lost all steam. Because, bro, the Terror Twins really did terrorize them motherfuckers, bro. Like, the whole New Judgment Day got bitched out. So now what? Like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to take them as a serious threat. I don't know, man. That was definitely one of the ones that, like, I was happy on the Gunther side of things because I'm very interested in the Gunther character and where it's going to go from here with all the layers that have been kind of added. But from Damian's side of things, it feels like fuck, bro. Like we're kind of stuck in limbo now with this fool. So that is definitely unfortunate.